I appreciate it.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, so let's start with the agenda, and the first 3A, recognize Kathy Cooley. How are you, Kathy? Mike, you want to handle this?
Yes, good morning. We are
Good
here
morning.
today. The first agenda item is to recognize 25 years of service from Kathy Cooley. We have a resolution that I believe Drew agreed to read. Thank you.
So, now before the Board of Commissioners, sitting for the transaction of county business on the 16th day of September 2025 in the matter of commending Kathy Cooley for her 25 years of service to Coos County. Whereas Kathy Cooley commenced employment for Coos County on August 23rd, 2000, and whereas the county wishes to recognize Kathy Cooley's devotion and achievements as a county employee for more than 25 years, and whereas the Coos County Board of Commissioners makes the following observations and determinations. In heartfelt tribute to Kathy Cooley, we celebrate 25 years of unwavering dedication, compassion, and transformative leadership in the realm of maternal and child health through home visiting services. Kathy's tireless commitment has touched the lives of countless families, offering them comfort and support in their most valuable moments. You have inspired your team members with your extraordinary spirit and created a ripple effect of hope within the community. Thank you for your remarkable service and for the profound difference you make every single day. Your legacy is a shining testament to care, integrity, and excellence. Now, therefore, the Coos County Board of Commissioners hereby resolves as follows: that it is proper for us as friends, colleagues, acquaintances, and members of the Board of Commissioners to record our recognition and appreciation for the sincere, generous, and valuable services rendered by Kathy Cooley in her 25 years of service, and that as an enduring record and mark of respect for Kathy Cooley as honorable, dedicated, and an exemplary public servant, this resolution shall be memorialized in the official records of the proceedings of the Coos County Board of Commissioners. All right.
Do you want to?
Kathy, do you want to come forward? I think there's something more. You can't just sit there. You got to do a little bit more to get this award.
Kathy, I've had the honor of working with you over the past year and a half. It has been absolutely my pleasure. You are an inspiration not only to me and your team, but to our community.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
You have someone else that's endured with you 25 years, Mike.
Are you going to make a motion to approve the resolution?
Oh, I'm sorry, we better do that. Thank you, yes. Need a motion.
Mr. Chair, I move to approve the resolution recognizing the 25-year anniversary of Kathy Cooley and sign that resolution.
Second?
I have a motion and a second, and thank you, Bobby, for reminding us. Those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed, motion approved. All right, now on to 3B.
So we have another staff member, Renee Hacker, who's been here 25 years, and I believe 26 at this point. And we would like to recognize her as well.
Oh, very good.
Haven't read aloud this much since high school. All right.
You're doing pretty well.
Now before the Board of Commissioners, sitting for the transaction of county business on the 16th day of September 2025 in the matter commending Renee Hacker for her 25 years of service to Coos County. Whereas Renee Hacker commenced employment for Coos County on September 10th, 1999, and whereas the county wishes to recognize Renee Hacker's devotion and achievements as a Coos County employee for more than 25 years, And whereas the Coos County Board of Commissioners makes the following observations and determinations. Today, we proudly recognize and celebrate 25 years of dedicated service by Renee Hacker, whose compassion, professionalism, and tireless advocacy have made a lasting impact on our organization and the communities we serve. As a case manager and Oregon Health Plan assister, Renee Hacker has consistently gone above and beyond to ensure that individuals and families receive the care, support, and access they need. Their ability to navigate complex systems with empathy and determination has improved countless lives over the past 2.5 decades. Renee's unwavering commitment to service, deep knowledge, and kindness do not go unnoticed. Thank you for your 25 years of service, years of excellent heart and advocacy. Now therefore, the Coos County Board of Commissioners hereby resolves as follows, that it is proper for us as friends, colleagues, and acquaintances and members of the Board of Commissioners to record our recognition and appreciation for the sincere, generous, and valuable services rendered by Renee Hacker in her 25 years of service, and that an enduring record and mark of respect to Renee Hacker as honorable, dedicated, and exemplary public servant, this resolution shall be memorialized in the official records of the proceedings of the Coos County Board of Commissioners.
Mr. Chair, I move to recognize the 25-year anniversary of Renee Hacker and sign the resolution. noting
Second.
that.
We have a motion and a second. Those in favor, please say aye.
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 Those opposed, motion approved.
In a better order that time.
Yes, thank you.
Renee, thank you so much for your service. You are an inspiration not only to myself, but to the county and to our community. Thank you.
Thank you both for all you've done and all you've meant to this community and to the county. And to have been able to do 25 years of service and just celebrate your 40th year at birthdays this year is remarkable. Thank you. All right, let's go on to 3C.
Yes, this is a revised job description and reclassification for our personnel coordinator. We'd like this effective September 1st, 2025.
And I'll move to approve revised job description for personnel coordinator and reclass pay grade 445 effective September 1st, 2025, and approve payroll resolution 25-09-7176P.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Discussion.
Yep.
Those in favor, please say aye.
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 Those opposed, motion approved. And then on to 3D, a reclass for Tammy Bray.
Yes, so here is another reclassification. This is from a QMHA, this is a QMHA position, case management position, but it's going from a 2 to a 3 because of increased duties. And what we're doing is restructuring a little bit. We're not going to fill a position, and so we're raising up a couple positions to this A level to take over.
Do we have a motion?
I'll move to approve reclassification for Tammy Bray to Mental Health Associate 3 effective September 1st, 2025, and sign payroll resolution 25-09-178P.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Discussion?
I'll just note I've worked with all the folks at Coos County quite a bit, or at least the mental health side, and a little bit with the public health side. And note their excellence in the tough circumstances they face. I worked as a supported employment job developer, and even in that position, I came back to my office with people scrubbing blood out of the floor a couple times because folks tried to kill themselves in our office. And that is the easier caseload that one would encounter as those clients. And then to the public health side, of course, appreciate the assistance you give to the families. A lot of the folks who qualify for OHP may not have a lot of supports in their lives. And having a baby on the way myself, I know how important those supports are. So great appreciation to you all for what you do.
Thank you for that. So we have a motion and we've not voted yet, have we, Barb?
Correct.
Those in favor of the motion, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed, motion approved. Michael, thank you. Do you have a late agenda item?
I believe I do.
Yes.
Let's take that now. So move on to item 6A, request approval of a revised job description.
Yeah, so our medical billing person has been promoted, so it left this position vacant, and so we are revising the job description before we post and fill.
Motion?
Mr. Chair, move to approve the revised job description for staff accountant, medical billing, and approve posting and filling the position.
Second.
A motion and a second, discussion. Hearing none, those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye, those opposed, motion approved.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mike. Very much.
Thanks, Mike.
And next up, our forester got a contract for pre-commercial thinning.
Good morning, Lance Morgan, Coos County Forester. Quotes were solicited for pre-commercial thinning of approximately 329 acres of county forest land. 3 quotes were received with raindrop reforestation, submitting the low quote of $177 an acre.
Motion?
Mr. Chair, move to accept the low quote of $177 per acre and award contract PCT-1-25 to Raindrop Reforestation.
Second.
Have a motion and a second, discussion. Have we employed them before?
I think we have, yeah. Yep.
They came in significantly lower.
Yeah.
Nice.
It didn't bother me.
No,
$177 is not a lot of money to work an acre of ground.
No, it's not.
Yeah. Okay.
those in favor of the motion, please say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion approved. Let's go to late agenda item 6B, which is to approve a planting contract.
Okay, quotes were solicited for planting approximately 73,326 seedlings on Coos County forest lands. 3 quotes were received with Ponderosa Reforestation, Inc., submitting the low quote of $380 per thousand. See attached bid results.
Mr. Chair, I move to accept the low quote of $380 per thousand seedlings planted and award the contract number PL-1-25 to Ponderosa Reforestation, Inc.
Second.
Any discussion? Those in favor of the motion, please say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion approved.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Lance.
Lance, when do you normally start planting?
Usually it's around the first workday in January. Sometimes we'll start earlier if the contractor wants to start early. We can get our trees early. We'll sometimes start early, but it's usually middle of winter.
While you're here, just for the public's information, about on the average, how long is it from the time we harvest until the time, or what's the longest period, shortest and longest period?
Shortest will probably even be this year, probably 2 months.
Uh-huh.
And the longest, maybe a year and a half. Mostly, it probably averages about a year.
Yeah,
So it's a pretty quick turnaround.
and probably even less than that. You think about everything that's logged from January through probably August is obviously going to get
Yep.
It's only September and October that
Yeah.
logging that might
Every once in a
not-
while, there's some odd circumstance that pushes things out, but
Yeah.
mostly, it's just say a year.
Yeah, oh, good. I get asked that question a lot.
Okay.
I got a question too, Lance, for the public's good. Could you speak to the time between, the elapsed time between when you hear a bull, when it's a real and present danger?
About 1.2 seconds.
Good to know.
All right.
Not much time.
Nope, not much time. Thanks.
Okay, thank you. Move on to item 3F, request award of contract for Ross Inlet Road pile wall. Morning, Paul.
Good morning.
So we put the Ross Inlet Road milepost 5.05 pile wall repair project out for bid. We got 3 bids. We received bids from Legacy Contracting out of Staten, Geostabilization International, which they have offices all over the U.S., and then West Coast Contractors, a local contractor. The quotes, or the bids ranged from $649,031 up to a little over $1 million. So we request the board to award the contract to Legacy Contracting, Inc. for $649,031 and authorize myself to sign the contract upon county council's approval.
Have a motion?
Move to award Ross Inlet Road milepost 5.05 pile wall failure project to Legacy Contracting, Inc. for the amount of $649,031 and authorize roadmaster to sign the contract upon county council's approval.
Second.
Any discussion?
No, sir.
Those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Motion approved.
Megan's not even here.
Pardon me? Oh,
Megan's not even here.
and 3G.
This is a sole source procurement with capital assets, capital asset and pavement services. They've done our pavement condition surveys and digital imaging since 2009. We haven't done digital imaging for almost a little over 3 years, so we'd like to do that this year. They have increased their capacity to where now they can do 360-degree imaging, like you see when you look on Google Maps or Google Earth a lot. We've never had that in the past, and that will help us a lot. We can save a lot of trips out onto the road to check on things by able to look on the computer and see it instead of having to drive out. So we'd like to approve the sole source findings and award and sign the contract for digital imaging with capital asset and payment services with a not to exceed of $44,000.
Do we have
Mr.
a
Chair,
motion?
move to approve sole source finding and award and sign the contract for digital imaging with Capital Asset and Pavement Services, Inc., not to exceed $44,000.
Second?
I have a motion and a second. Discussion. I have a question. So do they actually take a car and drive all of our,
Yep.
all of our roads?
Every mile of our paved and gravel roads.
So you get not only the condition of the road, but,
In this case, we're just doing the digital imaging.
oh,
They also they have done in the past pavement condition indexing, but they did that last year, so.
so digital imaging of what?
They're just, if you've ever been on Google Maps or Google Earth, you can go to Street View and you can actually, you can look at the map and it's like you're driving down the road.
Ah, okay.
And you can actually spin 360 degrees with this kind of imaging. In the past, the way we've had it done, when they didn't have the 360-degree imaging capability, it was always just looking straight ahead, and so you could never really see what was off to the side of the road. And quite often, we find that we have to drive out to sites to look at things, when if we would have had that capability in the past, we could have saved a lot of trips, so.
Take a
Plus,
moment.
sometimes you can see defects from one direction that you can't see from the other.
Correct. Yeah, it just provides a lot better, a lot higher quality resolution and better imaging for being able to see things on the road, whether it's on the road surface or adjacent.
I had just become a commissioner over a decade ago when had a complaint from someone that we had in grading the road near his home, we had destroyed his mailbox. And our road department said, no, we would never have done that. And he insisted that we had. And so we got, John Rowe at the time went back and got pictures of the side of the road. And then I went out and looked at the mailbox, and it was really the same one that was in the picture. But he had said he was handicapped. He had to send someone into town to buy a 4x4 and pay him to dig the postal out. And you can see by the picture, it was the very same mailbox. He said, oh no, I bought 2 mailboxes at a barn sale once, and this is the second one. And I said, well, the guy that bought your 4x4 did an amazing job because the knots in the newly purchased 4x4 are exactly in the same place the knots were in the original one. And when he dug a pole he put all the grass right around the base of the post, just like he called me some bad name and slammed the phone down. So it didn't save us much money, but it shows you what people will do, and
Sometimes.
it's kind of discouraging.
Yeah.
Yeah, have that. At any rate, those in favor of the, oh, I'm sorry. Yes.
Sorry. Paul, real quick, have we considered where these images will be stored and how much storage is necessary?
No.
Okay, we'll have to work that out.
Yeah, we'll get with IT and
Okay.
sort that out.
Good. Thank you. Good. All right, those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed? Motion approved.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Paul.
Okay, Mike Krim. Request approval of a 25-27 biennial plan for community corrections.
Mike Krim and Jennifer Malum, Community Corrections. So last month, we presented our biennial plan to the local Public Safety Coordinating Council. It was unanimously approved by all members, and a letter was signed by Judge Martin Stone recommending that the commissioners follow that recommendation for 25-27. So I'm going to present our biennial plan. Every 2 years, I'm required to write one, and got it right here. So I'm not going to get into the dollars unless the commissioners want me to get into each dollar category. I'd like to go through each area we're required to deliver as part of the agreement. If you refer to field services, that's what people think about when we talk about parole and probation. That's the delivery of the direct services. That's the parole and probation officers going out in the field, making home contacts, meeting with criminal offenders, and trying to get them to change their behavior. We're the one discipline in public safety that's tasked with both reformation and enforcement. No other law enforcement agency does that, just parole and probation. It goes over the content of my department, what we do with the dollars. We provide services, treatment, counseling, enforcement, all those things. We're required to set goals for each category, and the state reviews those. And one of them is, if you go to the goals page, which is required to do an LSCMI or a WERNA on each high or medium risk case. Those are individuals classified under the public safety checklist as a high or medium, and we're required to do that within 60 days. The next area we measure is utilize case planning and behavior change plans as required. That's a part of the intergovernmental agreement. We're required to do that. The next area is the annual report will be submitted by November 1st of each year to the Public Safety Council and the Board of Commissioners, which I'm working on that right now for November. The next area we measure are probation outcomes, 80% of our department's outcomes will be successfully met, and those that are not met, we review for amendment. Next area is probation. We require a 1 year less recidivism from admission than the statewide average. Next year is a 3-year new felony conviction of 3 years from admission of probation, less than the statewide average. The next one is post-prison supervision, will be less than the 1 year after they complete supervision than the statewide average with no new conviction. And the next area is post-prison supervision, will be less than the statewide average of the 3 years of completion. Next area is UA screens. 30% of all UAs will be negative for illicit drug use. And the next, 30% of probationers and parolees will obtain employment within each year. We measure these goals each month. The goal the monthly average we try to serve is about 450, which is less than we've served in years past, but that's on an upward trend right now due to the changes in ballot measure 110 that we're getting those cases. And the next page has the dollar amounts that we're spending on each area. Any questions on anything under field services?
A broader one, just as we go forward. If I recall correctly, the state cut $475,000 out of your budget, correct?
It was 425, but yeah, it was a significant amount of money. And I'm gonna talk about that and some of the cuts that we're looking at having to make to live within our means.
Okay, appreciate it.
Yes. So the next area is work crew. That's one of the areas we had to cut. Our work crew supervisor retired, but the state mentioned that we're required to provide a continuum of sanctions, not just jail, and work crew is one of them. So we're looking at continuing to provide that without allocating dollars for it. My staff will be working, creating job sites. We're looking at some other options. John and I met with some Douglas County, talked about what they do, perhaps a partnership there. So we will deliver work crew and continue at some level. Will it be a work crew supervisor hired by Coos County? Not right now. We can't afford it. We don't have the money. So the things we're going to measure, or the objectives, are we'll have 60 site days will be available each year, a minimum of 150 workers per year. We will measure that in-house, try to serve 25 a month. So, and again, in the next page, it has the dollar amount. We have no money allocated for that, and that's part of our budget reduction, that we had to eliminate the work crew program. Okay. Any questions on work crew?
No, sir.
All right, sex offenders. We'll provide supervision of sex offenders. We have a DPST certified sex offender parole and probation officer who supervises those cases. Our objectives, 90% of all who successfully complete sex offender treatment will not be revoked for a new crime, excluding failure to register while under supervision. Next is 85% of offenders required to supervise for a sex offense will complete supervision and not be convicted of a new felony, excluding failure to register. 90% of all level 3 notifications will be done within 30 days. Level 3 designation and release from custody. We're in compliance with that. 75% of all sex offender polygraphs will return no deception indicated. So we evaluate monthly. We look at what we're doing. We have about 68 cases that we generally serve on a month that are classified as a sex offender. Any questions on that?
No, sir.
Next area is A&D. We have a program description, 180-day outpatient treatment program. We measure offenders who successfully complete will have a lower recidivism than those who are not successful. Of those successfully complete, 85% will not be convicted of a new crime within 1 year, excluding crimes committed prior to entry into treatment. And then 75% will not be convicted of a felony crime within 3 years following completion. Goals are measured in-house, and we try to serve 35 a month. It's interesting, if you look at this, the people that complete treatment have a much lower recidivism, 1 year and 3 year. And that's something we try to explain. The treatment really makes an impact on criminality.
What percentage do complete? Do you have that here?
I don't have that here. That'll be in the annual report.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, which will come in November.
Ballparkish, do you recall what it typically has been?
Of our completion rate?
Yes.
We're in the 30s.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, which is not bad for treatment.
Yeah.
Mike, I have a question.
Okay.
Obviously, the value of completing that treatment and the decreased recidivism as a result of that is a motivation for you running the program and the rest of us supporting it.
Yes.
Is that any kind of motivation for the participants in the program?
The people that engage are motivated to finish, to do the treatment. And it's interesting to see, it takes on, those are the people that some of them have completed, go on to do other things with their lives. And we work with some of them now. It's interesting. It's a motivation to get their lives together, yes.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
It makes an impact. Extremely, so.
Not for all of them, but for some
Not
of
for all
them,
of them.
yeah.
There's a large percentage that don't.
Right.
And we continue to try. It's interesting, when somebody's ready to change, that it's them, they've made the choice to take those steps.
Yep.
We support them along the way. We provide them with what they need so that they can continue with their path. But it's up to them, obviously.
Yeah.
And a large percent initially don't succeed.
Right.
But we keep trying.
God bless you for it.
And of those 30% that do successfully complete, the recidivism success rate on those is like 80 to 90% we're looking at.
Significant.
Yeah.
That's encouraging.
It is
Yeah.
encouraging. The next area is under treatment, and that's our MRT program. That's a 12-step behavioral therapy program. Offenders who successfully complete therapy will have a lower recidivism than the statewide average. Of those who complete, 85% will not be convicted of a new felony. Of those who successfully complete, 75% will not be felony-free for 3 years following. That's our MRT program run by our probation officers. We have 5 that are certified in MRT. Officer Chris Webley runs a great program. He's one of our primary delivery of services and teaches a program every week. And the ones that engage as part of their treatment and their ongoing, the ones that engage in it, they really make a difference. We go to their graduations and celebrate their success, and they do very well, a lot of them going forward. Now, we have setbacks, but again, larger than the outcome is not as good compared to the regulars, ones that don't complete. And we meet that objective, so. And then the next is dollar amount, how we pay for that. Transitional housing, this is the THE Bay Area First Step. That's what provides our housing for people that are on supervision. We have beds available at K-Bay and First Step, and we have 1,800 for the year objectives, 2,880 per year. And we use that program, it's always full. So it's an asset. Way back when, we used to just, somebody would get out of prison or whatever, we would house them and maybe give them a place, and it wasn't a long-term success. We'd get them an apartment or a hotel. Years ago, we went to a model of contracting, and that's been much more effective, that we have these beds available. We have first choice at them. If they're empty, they can still fill them with somebody else, but it's always full. We use it to plan releases from prison, and people that, since we don't allow, we don't want people to be transient, we provide housing for them there, and clean and sober. So we measure that in-house. We provide 2 to 10 minimum a month, and that's an effective partnership. That's part of the things we delivered. Transition funds, this assists parolees to be successful on supervision when they get out, provides them with their needs and whatever that might be. It might be some work boots, it might be some gloves, it might be treatment. We provide for 15 annually parolees. We measure that in-house, and there you go. Next is jail. We're required to provide a jail custody response. We work with the sheriff's office and the jail. We measure 3 categories. A total of 2,495 bed days will be available at the jail. It talks about the bed day rate, which is $230 a day. The next area is 3,000 bed days will be available for sanctions at $230 a day. And a total of 730 bed days will be available at our Reedsport jail, at the Reedsport jail at 120 per day. And we use that primarily for sex offenders that need to be kept in, or somebody else if it's empty. We use it to plan if somebody's going to be maybe taken out of state. We want to make sure they're held in custody. It has a dollar amount that we spend on that. So ask the board to approve the presentation of the biennial plan for 25-27 for community corrections between the state of Oregon and Coos County.
Do you have a motion?
Move to approve the Coos County Community Corrections 2025 to 2027 biennial plan.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Discussion.
This might be more of a Sean question. What is the actual cost of a jail bed per day?
I will have to get back to you on that. I'm not
Okay.
totally certain.
Feel like it's a lot higher than 230.
I think
And
that's a
accurate.
fair question, but
It
yeah.
varies across the state,
Okay.
and some places are more expensive than others, some are less.
I'm not critiquing the plan. I'm just thinking in terms of what the state pays.
Yeah.
For those in the audience that aren't aware, the Community Corrections Parole and Probation Program is pretty much fully funded by the state. There are no local tax dollars, to my knowledge, go to support the program. The state's money theoretically comes out of the savings they enjoy by being able to put leave offenders in the community rather than putting them in state prison, which is very, very expensive, and I think more like a graduate degree in criminal behavior than something that really changes people's behavior like you so often do. So thank you and your crew for all you do. And your the state took a great cut this year out of Mike's budget, but you wouldn't know it judging from his enthusiasm. He's still there doing the job, as are his staff. Thank you for your service.
Commendable.
Thank you.
So, those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed, motion approved.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Very much. What do we have next here?
So the next is the intergovernmental agreement, which we're going to
Okay.
ask the board to sign between the state of Oregon and Coos County to deliver the services as outlined in the biennial plan. So I'd ask that the board to sign the IGA between Coos County and the state of Oregon Department of Corrections.
Mr. Chair, move to approve and sign the 2025 to 2027 IGA number 6895 between the state of Oregon and Coos County Community Corrections and authorize the chair to sign.
Second?
We have a motion, a second discussion. I would point out that this is very, very close to $5 million a year that the state is funding, despite the fact that there's been a $400,000 reduction.
Yes.
Those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed, motion approved. Move on to 3J.
Yes, ask the board to sign the intergovernmental agreement for Measure 57. That's a secondary form of funding that we receive. That's for property and drug offenders. They have to meet that criteria, both being a drug offender and a property offender. We have a specialized PO that supervises those cases and tries to get them reformed. Ask the board to sign the IGA for the Measure 57 property and drug between Coos County and the state of Oregon, so we continue to receive funding on that.
Mr. Chair, move to approve and sign the 2025 to 2027 IGA number 6929, Measure 57, between the state of Oregon and Coos County Community Corrections, and authorize the chair to sign.
Second?
I have a motion and a second. I would point out this is another $250,000 that our department receives from the state. Those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed, motion approved. Thank you.
Thank you, Mike.
Thank you.
Jenny.
Have a good day.
And moving on to item 3K. Sean, you're sitting in for the sheriff today. Good to
Yes.
see you.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Morning.
As we are continuing through our, what turned into a multi-year spring cleaning project, we are identifying items that are no longer useful or necessary for use for patrol or suitable for use at the sheriff's office. And to that end, we request that the following item numbers be declared surplus and authorized for auction. 14129, a Daewoo AR 1000, acquired in 1980. Item number 14167, a Remington 760 shotgun, acquired in 1999. 14156, a Cobra, quote, street sweeper, 12-gauge shotgun, acquired in 1987. And 15650, Luigi Frankie Law 12 12-gauge shotgun, acquired in 2012.
Mr. Chair, move to declare equipment numbers 14129, 14167, 14156, and 15650 surplus equipment and authorize auction of all items.
Second?
I have a motion and a second. Discussion.
How do we
Chap-
buy these? Oh, sorry.
Go ahead, Commissioner.
Oh, I just said, so how do we buy these?
You couldn't pass the test.
That's fair.
So we use, the sheriff's office cannot be a transfer of firearms, so we use a third-party auctioneer. I think
Yeah.
it's Highway 101 auctioneers or
Oh, yeah.
I'm not sure exactly which one, but we can certainly let you know when they go up.
I had to Google the French, Frenchy law. It's on ForgottenWeapons.com.
And
Well,
what is
You
this?
should really Google the street sweeper.
What
I
is
know
that?
what that is. Yeah, I know
Is that a
one.
semi-auto
It is a bizarre
magazine?
looking-
Drum mag
Oh.
shorty, I think, isn't it?
I'm amazed. Daewoo is a South Korean company.
Yeah.
Didn't know that any AR platform rifles were made in South Korea. That's
Oh, yeah.
interesting.
Maybe not now, but in 1980, looks like there probably was.
Looks like there was.
Further discussion? Those in favor of the motion, please say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion approved. Moving on to item 3L, approval of a contract with Centric Elevator.
So, in order to maintain our elevators located inside of the Coos County Jail, we went out for 3 quotes for maintenance. We received 3 quotes back, one for $21,600, one for $25,440, and one for $16,000, which was from Centric. We would request that we approve the quote and authorize the department head to sign with Centric Elevator.
Have a motion.
Mr. Chair, move to approve the contract with Centric Elevator and authorize the chair to sign.
Second?
Discussion? Those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed, motion approved.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Captain.
Good to see you. Okay, moving on to item 3 and 3M, community development. Morning, Joe.
Good morning. So if you remember a little while back, we had a work session regarding the urban growth boundary issues between Coos Bay and Coos County. And that was part of a RPS project, which is a regional problem-solving project. And we completed phase 1, and we are looking for support to move this forward so we can come up with a resolution between Coos Bay and Coos County to designate Barview, Charleston, Bunker Hill, and Millington as urban growth boundary instead of urban unincorporated communities.
Okay.
So I'm looking for approval of resolution number 25-09-177PL, a resolution supporting the Coos Bay Regional Problem-Solving RPS process to advance urban growth boundary updates.
Have a motion.
Mr. Chair, I move to approve the resolution number 25-09-177PL, supporting the Coos Bay Regional Problem-Solving Process and to advance the urban growth boundary updates.
Second?
Motion and a second. Discussion.
Mr. Chair, I've noticed there's been a lot of discussion over this topic, and the discussion that I have seen and heard is primarily characterized by misunderstanding. And the opponents to this urban growth boundary revision misunderstand. They think that, first of all, that this involves an annexation into a city. That's exactly untrue. And they also perceive that this is going to further limit their property use abilities, and that is exactly the opposite of the truth. And so it's important, I think, in this vote to articulate this so that we limit the misinformed discussion regarding this issue. We're actually providing an enhancement to the liberty of people to utilize their property in a way that they best see fit.
Thank you.
And it's worth noting as well to that misunderstanding that we already have a city in Coos County that has a UGB that is bigger than its city limits, and that's Bandon. I think it's
Correct.
the Sunset Community. I forget
Okay.
what's.
Yeah.
Yep, Sunset Community. So folks living in that area should know what the difference is there and would have an experience that's shareable.
Right.
And this should allow for higher levels of density construction without requiring city taxes or restrictions.
Further discussion?
No, sir?
Those in favor of the motion, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed, motion is approved.
There will be further discussion later on Facebook.
This is true.
Thank you.
And, yes, Sean?
Commissioner, I have an answer to your question.
Oh,
It depends on how many beds we are currently housing.
Uh-huh.
At 49 beds, our cost is $360 per bed per day.
60 per
If
day.
we had double that, what would that reduce to? Do you have any idea?
It ranges between 250 to 365 per
Yeah,
inmate. so-
significant reduction the more
Yeah.
beds you have.
Yes.
Because you have so
Economy
many
of
fixed
scale.
costs.
Mhm.
Yeah, you can't do anything about. Yeah.
Hope that
And
answers that question.
Appreciate it.
you keep them pretty full at 49 beds?
Yeah, we're constantly full, Commissioner.
Kind of cozy?
Well, I don't know how cozy it is. We're gonna keep them in separate cells.
Don't make it too cozy,
Yeah.
please.
Yeah.
All right, I'll get that other telephone number to you and name.
Very well,
I'll call
thank
you.
you.
Thank you so much. Let's move on to item 3O, pollution liability insurance.
You skipped
Wait,
one,
3N.
sorry.
Oh, did I miss Ann? I'm
Yes.
sorry. Yeah, I did. Request approval of IGA Green Acres Rural Fire Department and authorized chair to sign. County Council.
Yes, this is an IGA between Coos County Board of Commissioners and Green Acres Rural Fire Protection District for the HUD Community Development Block Grant application that they will be submitting in the fall of 2025 round. The purpose of the agreement is to define the roles, responsibilities, and obligations of the county and the fire district regarding the application, as well as implementation, ownership, and maintenance of the project facility.
Have a motion.
Move to approve and authorize chair to sign the IGA.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Discussion. For the benefit of those in the audience, can you tell us about the project, Green Acres
Yeah, I believe they're building a new fire station.
Fire Hall?
Yeah, and the way the rules are written around HUD grants is that special districts are not eligible to apply for them, and so they partner with whichever local government has jurisdiction in the area, and that would be, in this instance, Coos County.
Good. Any further questions? Those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed? Motion approved. Now, going on to 3O, liability insurance for pollution.
Yes, so the Roads Department storage tank environmental pollution liability insurance policy is set to renew on October 25th. The renewal quote and required application for the insurance needs to be approved by the board. The quote provides the same limits, terms, conditions as the expiring coverage. The expiring premium was $1,263 plus taxes and fees. The renewal quote is $1,326 plus applicable taxes and fees.
There seems to be a disconnect between those numbers and the number in the
Those
requested.
must be the applicable taxes and fees, I would
Oh,
think.
okay. Good answer. All right, we have a motion.
Move to approve policy renewal cost of $1,545.52 and authorize chair to sign application.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Discussion. Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed, motion approved. On to 3P, we request approval of letter of support for a grant proposal from CCD.
Yep. And this one's pretty straightforward. It is as the letter reads. The CCD is applying for funds through the, or to work with the Rural Opportunity Initiative Program grant. This will help them support basically rural development in Coos County.
Okay.
Mr. Chair, move to approve and sign the letter of support for CCD's grant application.
Second?
We have a motion and a second. Discussion. Those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed, motion approved. 3Q, letter of support for Marion County request for clarification. And Rod, I believe this is yours.
Mr. Chair, Marion County has stepped to the fore on behalf of really all counties in Oregon who have found conflicts between certain federal and state laws. And in some cases, we're at a little bit of a loss as to which laws really we should most appropriately be enforcing and following. And so what Marion County is seeking in this case is a federal judicial review and ruling on some of these specific conflicts. And I know we've encountered some of that here as well. And so this is a general letter that's not addressing any particular conflicts like that, and I believe that definition is coming, but in general, they're looking for that federal judicial review to have some authoritative understanding of what the appropriate course is in some of those cases.
Do we have a motion?
I was playing with my papers.
Oh,
Move to sign on to the request letter as well as tender a letter of support directly from Coos County.
Second.
have a motion and a second discussion. I understand that most of the counties in the state have already agreed to do this. What, you gave me a number, what was it?
Yeah, I put some stuff together I was going to speak to. The last time we discussed immigration, I got calls from as far away as Eastern Canada regarding our decision with newspapers. So I was just going to run through some stuff real quick. It's 34 or 36 counties sheriffs have signed on to support this. The other two being Washington and Multnomah, whose only cause for not signing on is that their office is not the one that responds to the requests for information. So it's demonstrated that it is a bipartisan concern, but moreover, clarity of law being a nonpartisan concern. Just skip over some of this, but one of the big problems is, of course, the constitutionality that was determined through a 2014 lawsuit that involved a U.S. federal judge determining that holding folks on the detainer warrants rather than judicial warrants violated Fourth Amendment rights. I know in the past we've had folks come to the meetings who have argued that the Constitution does not apply to non-citizens. That was resolved in a 1990 determination by the Supreme Court, in which the judicial branch is who determines what is constitutional. And there was something that could argue in opposition to that in 2008. However, that would also remove constitutional protection from minors and felons as they cannot vote. So, broader concerns as to why this is needed. I don't believe that all aspects of the federal government nor all aspects of the state government are acting in good faith. The problems that ICE has cited around detaining people in our jails is caused by their administrative warrants. They could get their warrants signed by federal judges like other law enforcement agencies do, and then we could honor it despite Oregon laws. However, they choose not to do that, and that makes a bigger problem that can be presented. And on the other hand of that, the state's attorney general, I don't believe, acts in good faith towards local governments either. I'm in negotiations right now around mental health agreements to where the Department of Justice is telling us we've got nothing to worry about. They want to take out the part where they are required to pay for the services we provide definitively. They want us to take over what comes from the state hospital. They want us to take all overflow without guarantee of payment. They argue, oh, this whole thing is for the better of you. There's no risk. However, when our Attorney General was the Speaker of the House, they passed a concurrent resolution that resulted in a Senate Bill 3265 in 2021 that allocated funding for when local governments get sued as a result of Oregon's ORSs around mental health. So our DA has argued with this as well, we shouldn't be concerned. However, in the past, he has allocated funding for when we are sued because of state policies. So all that in total and a couple more things, that is to highlight why I believe this is needed, because clarity of law is supposed to be a nonpartisan issue, and it needs to be made.
Thank you. So the particular things that this is, particular laws that this is pointed towards is ICE and then mental
Well, one of the this isn't related to mental health. I was just using an example of what our Attorney General has done in the past, and what he's saying now is not worry about things.
So this
he's
is just
proposed.
ICE.
Yeah, this is just ICE. One of the big conflicts noted by other municipalities is Oregon's public records law conflicts with its restrictions against providing information to immigration services. So if we follow what ICE says, the state can come after and sue us and remove certifications from our officers. And if we follow what the state says, the federal government can come after us.
Well, it's even more
County Council,
complicated
do you
than
have
that.
input?
I was oversimplifying, I know.
I think this is a great idea to get some clarity on how state and federal law interact around these issues. It is very muddled, and I'm happy Marion County has taken the initiative to get some answers.
The unfortunate part is local governments are having to take on the cost of forcing the state to do what it should be doing.
All right, further discussion?
No, sir?
Do we have a motion?
Yeah.
You do.
Okay, those in favor of the motion, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed, the motion is approved. And I think that leads us to the consent calendar.
You have one more late?
No, this is a governing body.
Ah. Okay.
Consent calendar?
Mr. Chair, move to approve the consent calendar as presented.
Sir?
Have a motion and a second. Those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion approved. We will recess as the governing body of the county and reopen as the Library Service District governing body. Request approval of a contract for library services. County Council.
Yes, so as the governing body of the Coos County Library Service District, you need to approve a contract for library services for July 1st, 2025 through June 30th, 2026. This contract provides for the distribution of the district's funds.
Okay.
Mr. Chair, move to approve and sign the contract for library services for fiscal year 2025 to 2026.
Second?
We have a motion and a second. Discussion. Those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed, motion approved. We'll adjourn as the Library Service District governing body and reopen as the Board of Commissioners, and time for Commissioners' report.
You wanting me to start?
Surely.
So some of what's been going on, I can't recall if I've mentioned this since the last meeting or not, or if it was received thereafter, but City of Powers is going to be putting on an economic outlook agenda item where they're bringing a number of us into their community to discuss what their economic objectives are, their plans, and how we can support them. I believe CCD is going to be there, the Development Corporation. I know South Coast Development Council, believe USDA is going to be present. They've got a number of objectives around reestablishing a hotel, increasing tourism, increasing camping, guided hunts, guided foraging, which are popular items right now, and establishing a livestock processing facility, because right now Coos County doesn't have capacity for all the demand in that regard, so cattle are shipped to Eugene. So to that effect, I've been working with the USDA and Oregon Department of Agriculture to learn more about how we can attract an industrial butcher facility to our area. Cattle lose weight as they ship out, which costs money, and it's just not good for the cattle in general, and it'd be a lot more convenient for the farmers if it could be processed locally instead of shipping costs. And also want to thank the Coast Guard. Recently an article came out. They'd been spending a couple days doing increased enforcement and research activities around the Charleston area. A number of other federal agencies came to assist, do research, and in the course of that, we've finally got, what is that group? The Western Narcotic, it's not HIDA, it's the group above Haida. It's like from Idaho, well, it's from farther in Idaho. Either way,
Yeah, it's Ida, I'm not sure who's above Ida, it's a
Yeah.
federally funded program.
you know, there's another program above that that's finally realized we have an international port here and a deep water port. So there are resources we've been supposed to have for a long time that the federal government has not allocated in the past.
Thank you.
But also in part due to the port project that's in discussion, the federal government has realized we have a deep port and we should have more assistance around that. So just a thank you to the different agencies at the federal level that assisted, and of course, the sheriff's office was heavily involved in this to the extent capacity allows. So thank you to y'all as well. I saw one of the officers in the big meeting room there. So, I already talked a lot today. I'll do that.
Commissioner Taylor.
Well, you're good at it.
I know, right? I'm with the government.
Mr. Chair, it's been a week that has really changed a lot of things in our country and around the world. We've seen political violence that has shocked the nation and shocked our conscience. Our conscience should have been being shocked for a long time over the continuing vilification, demonization on one political ideology by another. And that really should shame us all. We should have all been speaking up much more loudly and much earlier against this trend that we have now seen come to its inevitable fruition. We have deranged individuals targeting innocence because of ideology, because of words, and it has to stop. This relentless push to demonize one side of the aisle by the other has got to end. I'm struck by the contrasting images of what happened after the death of George Floyd, who died of a drug overdose, and yet we were gaslit to believe that he died at the hands of violence from a law enforcement officer. It was absolutely not true. The swath, the really gully wash of deception and untruth regarding those of us on the right over these past years on the part of politicians, on the part of mainstream media, on the part of leftist extremists has now resulted in the very visible murder, assassination of somebody who was trying to bridge the gap, engage in reasonable debate. Charlie Kirk did not deserve to die. His children do not deserve to grow up without a father. And we have got to get a handle on this. I will not accept those lies from those extremists. And I know that people on the right and on the left agree with me, unless they fall into that category. Yesterday, we saw Josephine County make a decision, the Josephine County Board of Commissioners make a decision to exclude the public from their meetings except virtually. I hope that they stand alone in that. I think that's a wrong decision. We should not bow to that fear. We should never bow to the fear of political violence. I won't. I'll continue to speak the truth and speak it loudly and engage debate with anyone who wishes it. That's no fear for me, and it shouldn't be for any of us. So the madness has to end. Chair, and I hope it ends now.
Oh, no, we got an email during this meeting, because my email runs in the background, from one of our commissioner candidates who's already got some pretty aggressive messages. Brandy's already gotten pretty well targeted at this point. And, oh, I'm sorry, I'm not talking loud enough. While we've been sitting in the meeting, we got an email from one of the commissioner candidates that the day after they filed, or it might have been the day they filed, they got some pretty aggressive messages and emails and Facebook posts, which is unfortunately common. I had similar things while I was running. And it should be noted as well that Charlie was the second political assassination this year, which is fully out of control. The speaker and her husband in Minnesota were assassinated in June. And one of their senators and his wife were shot repeatedly but survived. And in April, the governor's mansion in Pennsylvania was burned. An arsonist set it on fire and was found nearby planning to kill the governor with a hammer if he came out. So it's been fully out of control. And I think also one of the rhetorics that we've seen is that this is something new. I hope it's a turning point. But even well before that, last year, we had 2 attempts on now president.
I think somebody attacked Nancy Pelosi's husband with a hammer.
Yep, some years ago. He got beat down with a hammer.
I don't think that one was political violence. That was
Yeah.
a domestic situation.
And there was another one. I mean, there's been a Republican senator shot at a hearing, a Democrat House rep shot at a hearing over the last few years, but especially this year and the year prior have been extremely violent. And this not being the first one by any means this year, I do hope it is the turning point where we get ourselves a little more together. Because it's not a new thing, it's who we've become, and we need to change.
I liked how the Utah governor put it, that we need to learn to disagree better.
Yeah.
And I think, I think we can all agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, we certainly do. It's, I don't know how we get there, but we have to learn somehow or another to agree and disagree over what we're discussing, not demonize the people that are discussing the political issues or any issues. The results have been horrible. And thank you both for bringing this up. I'll go back to a little lighter stuff. A report on the Inglewood School property that the county took back several years for non-payment of taxes. The city came to us after we got the property and said that if we would engage with them and making that available for housing, that they would make sure it got cleaned up. And they did just that. The housing was supposed to be low cost. A company that does low cost housing was awarded the contract for developing that. It took about 5 years for them waiting for funds from the state, or it took that, and nothing was happening. And so they turned the property back to the city, and who immediately was able to find a company that would use the property to build market-based housing. So they're talking about a project that would bring 30 to 40 houses. They're small footprint, 1,000 to 1,200 square feet each. For sale, estimated 250,000 to
375.
375. They're moving quickly on it. This company has done projects like this in the Willamette Valley, has some projects here they're just completing, and they're hoping to move onto the property yet this season to do some land use, if we can get all the documentation done. So that's a good thing about some workforce-style housing, on top of the low-cost housing project that's going on at the old school site in North Bend, out towards the airport. So it's nice to see some progress being made in that regard. I had the good fortune of being asked to serve as a director for an organization called the Judith Ann Mogan Foundation. Judith Ann is the sole heiress to the Al Pierce family, Al Pierce Company lumber mill. Her husband had passed away. They had no children. She didn't know what was going to happen to the company. And so she came up with the idea of selling her timberlands, which she did, the Al Pierce timberlands, got a sizable amount of money, and donated, put $40 million into a foundation that would serve western Douglas, Coos, and Curry counties. That makes it so that they can give away a little over $1 million a year. And they just completed this year's round of grants, and I won't go through all the people that got the grant awards, but it was $1,150,000. And so we're very fortunate to have a foundation like that here, and can thank the wood products industry and Mrs. Judith Ann Mogan, like Morgan without an R, Mogan, for her decision to help with that. So that closes, I think, our commissioners' comments. So we move on to citizen comments. And Phil, you had a question mark here, whether you're going to talk or not. Or apparently you are. You're moving in that direction.
Yes, thank you. Phil Thompson, Coos Bay. And that question mark is because I don't know what you guys are going to talk about, so I might want to say something after I can see what's on the paper. But then you guys brought up another interesting point. I think we all would agree we don't want to shoot people like the gentleman was just shot over political things and stuff. But I think each individual, I agree, we're going to have to do something to back up, because the way we're going right now is not going to work. I think it's about 600,000 people killed the last time we had a big disagreement. And the Supreme Court was partly part of that one. And I think we got a Supreme Court right now that's not doing their job. And you can blame whoever you want to, but I think each citizen has a right to stand up and voice his opinion, especially where it's constitutional or what. And I intend to do that, regardless of who's in power. And I thank you guys very much.
Thank you, Phil. David. Good morning.
Good morning, Commissioners. My name is David Jennings. I live here in Coquille. I just wanted to second the message that Commissioner Taylor made about the necessity to back away from violence. I do think the Board of Commissioners has really, on the whole, done pretty well at handling the free speech issue here in our meetings by allowing people to express themselves in vigorous disagreement that at times is perhaps a little abrasive, but is very candid. And I think we need to find a way to continue to do that. And I do think one of the things that's real sad is that people now are often tempted or inclined to think, well, the problem with violence or threats is always more of whoever opposes or thinks differently than I do. And I think we all need to realize that there are people here that are violent or willing to use violence, and people that are willing to use threats, even if they're not necessarily going to be violent. And that destroys the liberty that all of us have, and we really need to back away from that. I do want to say one thing that is in disagreement with Commissioner Taylor. I don't really know all the facts of the George Floyd case, but I think it's important to keep in mind that he was found guilty by a jury of his peers after a trial, and that was reviewed by various courts who found that trial was lawful and appropriate. I realize people get pretty intense about disagreements about that, but I'm not at all sure that was a miscarriage of justice. To the contrary, I would think the evidence would indicate that it wasn't. But again, the overriding point of view we have to have is if we value freedom and liberty, which most of us do, we need to be totally opposed to violence from anywhere, from anybody, at any time, unless it's necessary to protect life or property, and there's no other alternative. And I appreciate the words of Commissioner Taylor on that subject.
Thank you, David.
Thank you.
I appreciate you as well and the dialogue that we've always been able to engage.
And I greatly encourage
Yeah.
that. I found you to be very open to that. Thank you much.
Thank you, David.
Thank you. I see a couple that normally not here. Do you have anything you'd like to add to comments this morning?
No, just wanted to join in and give a little public support to you guys.
Well, thank you very much. What are your names?
I'm Dennis Bowman, my wife Lori Bowman, we're from Bandon.
Oh, hi.
Nice to have you guys here.
Well, anyone else have anything?
No, sir.
We are adjourned.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Wanna go ahead?
Two folks logged in as Charlie Kirk.
Yeah.
Huh, that's because we're all Charlie Kirk now.